they've got to come out and have a absolutely belting half. You know, they've got to regain all of that confidence because they know going into that second half that they're a little under the gun, as we noted. However, already live into this one, it will be Ballista, of course, starting out on the attack. So a huge win condition for them is those strong attacking sides, and they know it. However, on the other side will be Acend on the defense. You can see Acend already with Stark Zone. Nice little crossfire here. Attention goes towards Elbow, but it will be Batty G to fall at this point. This is a great hold again from Acend. They can fall away to slightly deeper positions. They still have that crossfire in perfect place.
I'm going to ask you to carry this on through, Lauren, because I'm having a few more technical difficulties here, so...
No worries. Do your thing. I will carry on having a chat. I'll start taking questions from Twitch chat when I truly get lonely and desperate, as is the way. But you know what, Twitch chat? This is your time. Analysis, right? Hypoc has left me. He's off somewhere. No one knows where. Give me some win conditions for Ballista. That's my question to you, Twitch chat. I need to hear your thoughts. I have both chats open because I'm that insecure and I need your validation. So I will be reading it when the delay catches up. So you may be genius if it all works out. Anyway, we are going back into the second round now. And of course, the buy substantially further established for Acend. Looks like a shower set piece. Something that Ballista did when it was going well was fight tooth and nail for this. That could have been big. I don't think it actually got any damage. But I'm sure we just have a nice burst straight out. Actually, Sky going for just the deeper flashes here. And yeah, this is just a massacre. Absolute blender of a round. 2 flawless rounds now. So the money is going to be in the bin for Ballista, even coming into their purchase. Yes, they'll be able to get it, but they don't get any of the frills. They don't get that buffer going further forward. No spike plants, and as said, no damage done in reality. Hopefully chat catches up real soon. Need your opinions. Even if Hypoc comes back, I'm going to ignore him anyway, so I'm waiting. I've actually extended the windows now. But Stark's with a great start. But I've just got to say, overall, Acend just had fantastic crossfires. You saw it on that kind of... And again, this is something we saw with Ballista. Those extremity plays, kind of all-ins. If you've got really solid crossfires, it's going to be very hard to break it. So, for now, rinse and repeat. No information over towards long as it stands. So, now going to hear where this is going to potentially come from. CNED already going to be up on that op, looking fantastic on this already today. Seekers go in. They know there's more. This time to surround. There could be a flank even coming if they fancy it. Cena doesn't even have to see them to kill them. He's making it look so simple. Starkso on the cross. And this could be another flawless round. Morphan feeling maybe a little overwhelmed, a little shaken to the core. Finally do some damage. But now look at it. 20 HP. Surrounded. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. Acend mean business today, and they're taking nothing less than perfection as 3 rounds sit on the board. Okay. All my points on Ballista again. You're a brave person, Naughty Muppet in chat. That might be Hypoc's new name. Hypoc, are you back with us, or are you still dying?
I'm still clinging to life, but yeah, it's no better.
It does seem as though I have some work coming from chat. Midseller Second says, I predict that both teams will have fun. Well, so far, one team is having fun, so you're halfway there on your prediction. It's a good choice. Do you want me to carry on for a bit until you're fully fixed?
Yeah, please.
Yeah, no worries. Sheriff's galore. We have a full 5 sheriff round. It doesn't sound as good as, like, a deco. We need the Chico. That sounds terrible. But it is just sheriffs coming out for Ballista, as that's pretty much all they have to work with. And the 3-play stack, this is actually pretty decent, unless the fact that Starkso was anti-flash, so he was perfectly fine. Now, a little bit of a different look, I guess, for the attacking side. It's not brilliant, though, as they've had no success anywhere, and even the aggression is well considered by Acend. The 3-play in towards showers is a great response to maybe trying to get cheeky with those pistols coming through. Pila's still just holding this down himself, but it will be towards 8. Jet going to get the attention. That's going to be CNED now noting there's maybe 3-4 players here. And you've got support of Starkso coming around. Starkso's been wonderful at this, by the way. He's been really good in these supporting moments. They do a bit of spike plant. That's more than expected. They've been able to kind of cut the map into a more manageable area considering they are on those sheriffs. So Spike now down. They have to just try and withstand this retake, which is going to be a little bit tricky considering the outweighing of the weaponry. Already Cena going to find Kareme, and it's down to 3. They've got to see a quick succession of kills. We need, you know, the sheriffs to really come out and play. They've found 1. 1 ain't going to be enough. QXV. Dead. Gone. Done for. Right. Okay. King Manu or Manu, not sure what your name is, which you prefer. You have gone for the Baddie G just kills everyone. Very ambitious. But he was pretty solid before, and that's a good point. Baddie G was a huge instigator in a lot of their moments. I think that's an incredibly good point you bring up. I'm talking to you like you're my co-caster. Welcome to the show. The fact is, he was huge at taking space, using those Phoenix flashes to get that early control, and then, you know, the Sky flashes just that little bit deeper, just to secure so much entry. But right now, they are once again being just pounded in this. You've got Starks on 8-1. CNED is yet to die on 7-0, so it's going to be incredibly hard, but they need to find a way back in. Fly's going to come back out, at least. Kareme, we've got a couple yet to frag, you know? Yet to frag. We'll get there. And again, thank you for your support at home. CNED getting a little overconfident. But you know what? I can't blame him. At 4-0, when you've been absolutely shredding them, you've got a round to play with. Yeah, that's an opt-down. That could be an issue, but other than that, early information we found. This could be a problem coming in for Ballista. Not quite what Coldamenta wanted. I think he got a tag out of that, but certainly no frag.
Out.
Oh well, I guess the ult wasn't going to do it, so switch around to the rifle and they'll do just fine. And once again, all that early work, taking down Cena. I say early work, Cena just go mad aggressive on that, which is fine. I actually don't mind it in these sort of rounds. Your bank's going to be absolutely lush by the end of this, so why not have a little crack at it? Try something different. They instantly got the trade out. Now, Seekers coming out are going to at least give away that there's a problem coming their way. They know where to be able to get those rotations going. Viper's on the way, Sova's on the way, and now it's going to be down to that one player with the support of Bone Cold. Sat in the corner. This man is so good. He's been having a stellar series. Truly overperforming, even to his standard, and they just simply did not check those corners as well as they should have. Sometimes it is that simple, but he had the trigger discipline, decided to wait for them to cross, all that attention focused towards the site, and there he was.
Taken down.
One enemy remaining. Spike down A.
Coming back in, are we really gonna see another, what was it, 13-1? It's 5-0 so far, and the money's fantastic. Already, what, 7k, 7.6, sitting towards CNED and Killers. They're already in a brilliant position. On the other side, of course, you're seeing a Judge, Spectres. This looks like a pacey piece coming out towards A for now. Not too subtle about it. Bone Cold doesn't want to stick around. He does have his ult online. Keep in mind, he could certainly do some damage in this one. Starkso, Starkso's patience could pay off here. Already, oh, that's huge again. Starkso, the value to this man's work. The crossfires earlier on, but Killers has been caught by Bold, so that's a bit of an issue. But no, CNED there instantly equates this one right back to an even playing field. No problems for them, and even takes it further. We're down to just 2. This is CNED just absolutely giving them hell. And now just 1. Spike unable to be planted after that early work coming out from Starkso, who stayed alive, by the way. He was amongst the wolves, surrounded, still perfectly fine. The support perfectly placed from CNED. Now QXV, this position's noted. He is not having a fun time here. And that gun probably ain't gonna help. This is as one-sided as this cast is right now. 10-1 for CNED, 10-1 for Starks. And we have 2 players, and the problem is Baddie G is one of them, and Kareme is the other on 0-6. And normally, there is a timeout coming in. This might be for Ballista, I'd imagine, at this point. I would say the one thing is, for me, in this scenario, that you need Baddie G to come online. Frags aren't everything, but as someone who was kind of the grand equalizer for them to be able to take pot shots at the top-tier teams, they need Baddie G to come online. And right now, they are being absolutely suffocated. Oh, do I have a new co-caster?
Yeah, hey, I'm gonna fill in. You know, I went upstairs a little bit from the room down below, so I can help you color here a little bit, you know, but it's not much to say.
Yeah, I was about to say, they brought in the, you know, the brain of the bunch, and you've got a 6-0, so good luck, man.
It's a little bit awkward, but I have to say, there's some fundamentals lacking right now from Ballista, especially that bone cold triple.
Yep.
That was something that I didn't anticipate we're gonna see at this level of play, right? No one from Ballista actually checked one of the corners when just executing on site. It seems very odd.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised because, as said, this team, like Ballista, have got decent results against big teams. Not a lot of them, but as you said, they're missing some of those fundamentals that are really showing now. Maybe the pressure's got to them. Who knows? This is something that we're going to have to kind of review almost in post as to how they can have such a, perfect performance in one moment and yet have none of that reliability to fall back to. Maybe kind of the new team curse coming out.
Yeah, and it seems like they are falling back on something that we rarely see them do, which is a default positioning on the map. Look at that. Everyone covering one of the lanes, trying to catch Acend off guard when they try to get map control, but here Acend is playing very defensively. Nothing is happening. They just have basically garden control, B long, and that's about it. They don't push, they don't get any map control, but no one is trying anything from both of the sides. There's one utility piece being used in showers, which doesn't get any kind of info. It's the same on A short. They have to be playing very deep, and that's the info that Acend is getting. So they just play on site. Very smart choice. While Ballista, not finding any kind of info, now they have to gather because they're running out of time. We have seen such a type of play in the past from FPX on Split, which was not successful, right? They're running out of time. They have to go on site where there's almost no utility being used. Now there's the entry.
Yeah, huge pop here coming out from Batty G. He needs to get on the board. Bear in mind, yet to frag it seems at the moment. QXV going to dive on in there. Still yet to find anyone. 20 seconds, there's 2 players on the site still. Sky and Brim now joined as well by CNED coming over with that up. Morphan is watching the flank, but that was a little sketchy on the first, but he didn't check for the second. Coldamenta still around here as well. Spike is down. And Coldamenta trying to work a little bit further forward. CNED as well on the case. They're already picking up a couple of kills, but Batty G finally putting some numbers on the board here, but this post-plant positioning is still pretty sketchy. CNED's trying to make this stylish. Up and over, gets a little bit of a look in, but Morphan, nice adjustment around here. This could be big for him, considering there's 3 players completely unawares. Morphan does very well in that. Lovely readjust.
Finally, a round win. First one on Bind, but you have to take into consideration they lost 13-1. So in general, they had been losing 19 rounds in this entire match and only picked up 1. So this is a huge win for the morale of the team. But I have to also question, Acend was actually playing really well this round, but then they did nothing to just delay the plant, which was something that I feel like had to be done, especially by Brimstone and by Viper, Viper was rotating actually through market. So that's, unless you have a lineup for that, you can't really delay the plant. But hey, this seems like a quick initiation on B long to get that orb control. Very important when you play so many 6 charges on your team with this guy, to get a lot of information with her ultimate. Especially important when you play with a Viper ult as well. You can combo this together. This is actually pretty cool when you try to retake or just try to rotate towards A and use that for information as well.
Now this is interesting. As highlighted, the investment of utility this round is drastically different. Now you can see that Acend are almost very aware that Showers is completely open. They've dedicated themselves to locking off that short play towards A. They have the Viper ultimate there. They have CNED on the op above it. So as said, CNED is watching that cross, a very unique cross to be holding, but if Ballista dare to go through this, that is a very brave way to probably die.
I cannot. I have to close my eyes. This is a death wish. Going for that ultimate through a snake bite, you can't really do that because you die almost instantly. And then what is even more important, on Showers, you have a one-way from Viper, so you can't really go through that. Look at this. QXV on 1 HP, he's on a DK, right? So he's gonna go up, but I'm not certain if he's actually full. He is full, so he didn't get any damage going through that. But now they push through it. They get the damage. 1, 2, 3!
This was a disaster waiting to happen, Lothar. You said it perfectly, and they walked readily into the trap. I have never seen a lamb look so happy to go to the slaughter. They just walked straight through it.
I am just scratching my head right now. This is such a big let's say, ballsy play, but it's set up to fail, right? You go for a Viper ultimate. That Viper ultimate is so long. There's like a long corridor that you have to push through. Even when you try to do it full sprint, first of all, your opponents will know that you're coming because you hear them footsteps, right? You hear all of those people just rushing in because you don't want to get that full DK damage, but you're still gonna get like 50, which then translates to 3 body shots from a Phantom or a Vandal, and you're dead. You don't even have to aim for those headshots. Nuts.
And look at the state of the money. You've got 1 rifle, I think, 1 SMG, and then pistols, unless Batty G's holding something else. But 7-1, kind of on track to the scoreline we saw not too long ago. Different look, though. You can see the spike is down. It looks as though they'd be trying to do their best here. Bone Cold's still got his own problems to handle, though. And it's more fan to connect, so maybe a little bit of room found by Ballista. That confidence is maybe there. This post plant worked well for them in the past. Acend's turning that op into a shotgun at this range, but again, no way to deny this so far. They have to get rid of lamps. That's going to help out, though. Starkso finding Morphan. Now the bait on the spike up and over. That was bold from Acend. This is a great little post plant coming out from Ballista, but Starkso still on the case, but time is beginning to dwindle and the readjust coming around. Proactive in the post plant, something we consistently said was a huge benefit for Ballista, and this time it works out even in this lighter purchase round.
It's you have to put attention to the fact that this round was solely won because Ballista out-aimed Acend in this round, right? The kill from Batty G with just a classic, I think there was just a right click with 2 dinks on the head, was a game changer. They needed that lamp control because they knew Starks was coming already from a shot in the back to make an additional backstab. So they needed more people having that lamp control to get those lanes covered. So I feel like, okay, they won the round, but it should have not been a win just if you just take a look at the round on paper, right? But now a new one is starting up, and again, I have to like kind of sigh, you know, because 5 people going into hookah to get that control, you basically forfeit everything else on the map, right? If Acend is now trying to get a lot of map control, which is not currently happening, they would already know what is happening. But Coldamenta opens up.
Oh, and Killer's there to catch the cross already. Acend looking comfortable with this. They know exactly where they're coming from. You said there was only 1 point of attack, but there is the adjustment eventually from Morphan. Puts himself towards long, but that's going to be found out pretty soon. I'm not sure if Starkso got the full image. I'm not sure how much he worked out, but there is the Viper on the case. Killers does not let that go for free. The trade does come out for Batty G, but the numbers simply heavily favoring Acend here. Batty G, wall goes up, and maybe they can start considering that spike cross if he doubled down, but 1 is not going to suffice. There's a late lurk coming out from Bone Cold as well. Now with the res, though. Oh, I was going to say game back on, but this ultimate coming out.
They actually get the kill out of that. I'm honestly super surprised. This is a huge win for Ballista. They still have a chance in this round. They go on the side, but 2 people are just feeding Coldamenta those orb charges. He was just waiting for that. They enclosed already the space from Market. They knew that both people are in hookah after the res, because that res was done in a moment when no one was pressuring them on the side, which I feel like it was a little bit off-timed by Ballista here, right? If you want to invest in that ultimate, you do it as soon as possible when Batty G is trying to get map control and distract the opponents from using any kind of utility to kill that guy that is being resed. So that was a little bit awkward. But they still almost had it if there was a successful kill on Sova. They failed because they had to drop from hookah. A very terrible position to be in. But now a new one. Again, a default setup from Ballista. They get a little bit of a map control. They know that someone is pushing showers. But nothing comes out of it.
No, and what I am realizing is the correlation that Ballista started to play better as soon as you joined me, so maybe you're their lucky charm, who knows? But they do need more than just 2. Hopefully they can stabilize a bit further for their sakes. Keep in mind that Acend did have that build-up of bank, right? Like, they had a good economy established by now. Yeah. So, you know, eventually it might get broken, but they will be able to have a good couple of rounds to lean onto. This was a very late sight hit last time from Ballista. I wonder what the kind of instigating factors are for them in this round. I guess the ultimate might be one of them. Batty G is going to pop that. Has a little run through, already looking towards sight. There's a bit of a trade out though. Already Ballista catching some of these players on the extremities. The push comes in and Batty G is putting some heavy lifting, but that spike is still towards B. This could be a huge problem. Killers, if he gets that frag, oh, he just got blinded. You can see Bone Cold on the hunt as well. If they caught That one player making the mad dash bold with the spike, that would have been GG this round, but no, they make it away
30
for now.
seconds left.
Viper, look how close they are to this one. Batty G is playing bodyguard right now.
They actually don't know that Achilles did use the teleport. No one was close enough to hear that trigger. Both of the players were either on market or on Haven A. So if they expect someone to go CT, they have no clue that two players will go from A short. A smoke already drops on Lamb's cutoffs. The vision from Ballista, if they have to go for Lambs. Oh, this is gonna be awkward. Bonko, 50 HP. He is dead, and that's about it. 3 rounds for Ballista on this half is still not good enough. They need that one more. You can argue that Bind is a little bit more defense-based, but with how we know Ballista plays on Bind, this is a terrible, terrible scoreline so far. They're very aggressive.
Oh.
They try to get, you know, that, let's say, they try to compensate the weaknesses in their composition by being more aggressive and more effective on attack. With only winning 3 rounds so far, and maybe 4, this match might be already over, but I don't want to say, you know, without seeing the Bind defense yet from Ballista. But this is a fast round. There's already a satchel in. Goes into the showers, gets the first blood on Bone Cold.
Okay, it's game back on. Bone Cold finally being caught out there. This is going to spur on the aggressive hit. They know Viper's on towards the site as well, of course, now noting position. Don't know about Coldamenta yet, who's traditionally been playing over towards B, but these rotations are in. Coldamenta, a bit of a sketchy exchange, but Killers bails him out, finally reveals his position. Seeker's invested, but as is QXV. Didn't they just find it? It did, but Coldamenta is still right there. They have been unable to get rid of these players on the site, and now they're just stuck on short.
Hey, it turns out there's a counter to the showstopper. You just put the jellyfishes in front of the rocket.
It's a great idea, apparently. And the ultimate's now coming down. They've got to invest everything. Coldamenta, though, is the ultimate player on this side. Starkso finally shuts it out. And one player remains. Morphan, he's a little ahead of where they expect. But did CNET just see him? Even if he didn't initially, he does on the second try. And if I'm not mistaken, scoreline where it is, we will be switching over to the half. And we might be even switching casters. Hypoc, are you alive?
I am alive. I'm sorry to say, Ballista are going to lose their good luck charm now because I have
That's
returned.
true. Lothar,
It seemed,
you know, gotta
it seemed as though as soon as I came back, Ace won the round and closed out.
Downstairs. Okay, bye-bye.
Bye, Lothar. But thank you very much for hopping in and taking place of the traitor who left me. Hi, Pop.
I feel bad now.
You should.
I feel bad for Ballista.
How? I can't believe you've done this. 3-9. How much of that did you get to see, or were you?
Not an awful lot, I'll be honest.
it.
I came back to hear the good luck charm comment, and
Yep.
I was like, oh, actually, Ballista might close out 8-4.
Woo! That's a little much. We'll go for 9-3 for now. Acend still look really good. The buffer of money just helped
Yeah.
for a substantial amount then.
And I mean, straight away, I mean, the same concerns from map 1, right, is now Ballista need to convert this defensive half to really get themselves back into this game. Acend going to send 3 up B long, and it's only one member of Ballista here forced all the way back into Elba is Karemi.
Toxin screen down.
Mike is over there, but it look like they might be poised for a TP rotate here. Maybe just trying to bait out one more player to this B site. Here you go, 2 going to hit it. 3rd comes through also. Actually, yeah, it's going to... Ballista have held strong with this stack right now, Lauren.
Yeah, they have, but the defensive side did evade them for some form of success in the past, but maybe they've been able to work on it a bit. Maybe it's something they have been working on. I feel they have to get this pistol, but this was an early attempt. This was around the minute marker. Now we've got about 50 seconds left, and look at those mad rotations. They've been able to pull this 4-play stack towards A, and there is a
Ballista
very
is sticking.
passive Sova, so they are expecting the reaggress towards A potentially, and as we can see, not the case.
Oh, now actually Karemi all the way back in spawn. I guess he's anticipating one more player lurking after that TP rotation, but they're going to commit to the full retake on B here. You can see now all this utility invested onto B. It's going to finally draw a rotation now. Actually, 3 of them going to hit the TP towards Hooker.
Okay, already though, Kareme gets a little bit of a fight going now. The thing is, look at this retake. The 3-play retake coming in through Hooker is going to be pretty hard to handle already, though. CNET's going to dip out of that. He realizes maybe outnumbered a little, finds a more favorable angle, but still loses. QXV doing very well. Killer's going to try and maybe pick up that mantle, catch the cross. Yes, lovely shot towards Batty G.
Last player
Still
standing.
Bold is alive, a 1v1 now. Sky v
Get the half here.
Sky. It looks like it. He's sitting this. You got to speed up here, Starkso.
way.
Oh, Starkso. Sharp as well. And this is a scary one now for Ballista, as much as, yes, there were a couple of moments in the later stages of the first half where it started to look a bit better. Not winning this pistol is going to once again put them pretty much in the bin, and they're going to be having to force into this constantly. Even with the plant, the kills, they can't not now.
Yeah, and the thing is, with all this pressure mounting now, I mean, Acend can play out the rounds in that manner, right? They can play the mind games, they can hit the rotations, try and bait out
Watch and learn.
Ballista to stack towards one side as we see him this time around. Morfan will join Karemi on B. Bold going to send a flash all the way out. No information off the back of that, so we'll retrieve that orb. They're going to stay with 3 for the time being. Actually, no, Baddy G now going to hit the rotate. Again, look for Morfan to try and commit to the retake here. I don't want to see them challenge with this many bodies of Acend stacked up towards long.
Okay, full information that site is as clear as it can be. This is going to be a spike plant and a pretty good post plant considering they have hookah and they have long. These retakes are going to be really cornered in, and you can see Killers is going to add to that. This is when Viper becomes incredibly strong.
Actually going to retake control of Short, actually. I guess they've got to line up for that spot here. It's going to be really difficult. I mean, Ballista need to put the gas on right now to try and get the first half down, but the trades come through. Acend actually going to come out on top of that. Karemi will find 2, though, in response.
Yeah, but you still got Viper to deal with, which is the problem.
Here we go.
Here we go. Welcome to Viper in post plants. It truly is her world. God, I hate myself. But it doesn't even matter if you got the kill or you wouldn't have had the time. Very well done. And this was the strength that we said. Someone like a Phoenix can work really well as an instigator. You get the wall, you get the pop flashes with Sky in combination. Whereas on the other side, you get the post plant, you know, when it comes in with Viper as well, with her wall, of course. So, you know, it's one of the 2 choices, and right now you just saw that post plant being paramount as well.
I mean, this is the thing, again, it relies, yes, they have Bold on the Sky this time around to try and find some early round information, but without that Sova, it just makes it so difficult here, because they have to stick with that 3-man stack on A, because there's no other reason for them to drop it at that point. This time, actually, Acend going to lean a little heavier towards the A site, and the spike is over here as well. But, I mean, much like Rainy, you know, Phoenix is one of those agents that relies on momentum, right? And actually, outside of abilities, you need to find those kills. You need to find that value. Otherwise, it can very, very easily start looking like a pointless pick.
Rare, mate. Finding a great pick with that Sheriff already. Flashing towards Showers, or at least posturing for it. Both these teams are fighting for that. Coldamenta just walked out hookah. That's a problem. So half the map is now inaccessible for the attacking side. What are we gonna do with this now? I mean, look at the map control that's being garnered. You still have Sage trying to, you know, you got Karemi trying to work out if there's any threats, as their information is so limited. I like the fact that QXV is posturing up towards Showers, actually actively taking the fight, but it's banking so much on Morfan, finding big value now on this angle. They don't check on him, to be fair. That is 1 for free, but you'd have had to have doubled down drastically.
Oh, Remy actually got the revive here. Actually, yeah, looking at the mini-map, none of them really accessible for him, but he still has a slow and a wall. Like he might actually... I think he was considering going and getting that res outside market, but it's just going to take so much time to get over there. And the other 3 on A site, if he can slip in and get Baddy G back on his feet, we're going to rely on Coldamenta falling. That's a good start. He might actually be able to hit this here. Oh, no. Yeah, Killers read it perfectly. Full swings on. Punish Baddy G now with nothing but a Sheriff, and going to throw the wall down, maybe try and get in here, but that Snakebite going to eat a lot of time for him. Killer swings through, picks up the kill, the 4th on the round. Acend put themselves on match point. 12-3 here on Bind.
Okay. They get the buy, but this is a bit of a bittersweet moment. Of course, I love the fact that Acend have come out and looked phenomenal. I've got to say it. They've looked like they are fighting for their life, because this is a elimination game. So they've provided a brilliant display, but I was excited for the new prospect of this younger team, but it does feel as though that pressure has seemingly got to them. They look like a shadow of their former selves, They looked so confident before, so explosive, so well considered, and a fast ult coming out. They're just gonna try and run this down. Roddy Batty G's gonna go down for the fight as well. They're gonna be meeting them in. The Seekers go down. Uh-oh! You can't run, you can't hide. Bone Cold finds Batty G. They double down. Bone Cold wants to close this now. He's got somewhere to be. They've got a dinner date to get to. But Morphan is still alive, but with only 1 HP, and the ultimate forces him to have to make his way out of there. Killers finds Bold, and now a 2v4 to save their side.
They will retrieve the spike there. QX3 going to find one. He's got to tuck away, though. Aldrin will tag him up, and Morphan on 1 HP. Stiff breeze would blow him over at this point. QX3 madly spamming through the stim beacon down. This is a tall order here for Ballista. Keep this map going.
And I think we can see how it's gone, sadly. It has been an underwhelming performance from Ballista. However, for Acend, a fantastic display.